Normally, we would have been able to recognize these awardees during our Kennedy Legacy Dinner had it been held in person in 2021. So please take a moment and congratulate each awardee in the chat or by private message or email when you have time to make sure that they really understand how much we value them. Now, here are the honorees. Our next awardee first became politically active in the countercultural movement of the 1980s, resisting the pro-war agenda of the Reagan administration. She became active again in 2016 to fight for her country and the values she believed in. She protested against the Muslim ban at LAX and became active throughout the 2018 and 2020 election cycles, running the Democratic headquarters right here in Oxnard and supporting every day the election of Carmen Ramirez and so many of our other elected officials. She's become known as the Good Club's postcard queen, producing over 100,000 postcards in just the last couple of years. She's now an advocate for stopping the gun shows at the county fairgrounds. And of course, it's a special honor for me to recognize Ronnie Miranda as our Chris Lanier Activist Award winner for the West County.
Thank you. I am honored and humbled to be recognized as the West County Activist of the Year. My work in this field has been a labor of love, and the rewards are the results. In 2016, my purpose and mission was made clear to me. The atmosphere of hate and division that was emerging could not go unchallenged. Never in my life have I seen a climate like this. It was not going to be unanswered. I was committed to getting involved and staying involved. When I saw that our presence at every major airport was successful in defying that Muslim ban, I was emboldened and encouraged to stay on my feet and keep moving. We have won in a number of different ways because of our burning commitment to stand up to racism, fascism, and social injustice. We have won in a number of different ways. Democrats took the House majority and won seats nationwide because we pushed back. Derek Chauvin is in prison because we pushed back. Joe Biden is our president because we pushed back. And it's not over yet. Midterms are around the corner, and I will be leaning into it. I've got my shoulder to the boulder. I'm going to be fighting with every campaign that I can. I look forward to working with all of you in this, in the upcoming midterms, the local elections, whatever we need to do, I am in it to win it. And I hope to see you out there. Thank you for helping us get Democrats elected. Thank you.
Our next awardee is someone who's been on the front lines of community advocacy for years. Rebecca Alderon has never been afraid of pushing back. She organizes, she leads, she speaks out. And for that reason, we're happy to recognize Rebecca as our East County Activist of the Year. Here to accept her award on her behalf is Joe Ayala of Simi Valley. Congratulations, Rebecca.
Good evening, fellow Democrats. My name is Joe Ayala. I'm the Vice President of NABIT CWA Local 53, a broadcasting union that represents most of the broadcast technicians in Los Angeles. I'm the former president of the Simi Valley Democratic Club, an elected member of the Ventura County Central Committee, and a candidate for mayor of Simi Valley. It is my honor to speak before you tonight to present the Chris Lanier Activist Award to my dear friend and union sister, Rebecca Alderon. Rebecca is a member of SEIU 721, where she works for Ventura County as an eligibility worker, helping to provide public assistance to people in need. She's a former Simi Valley Neighborhood Council member, a former admin VP with the Simi Valley Democratic Club, and a Ventura County lead for YIMBY. Rebecca also works with many local groups such as RISE and Equality Action to educate them on voting rights and civic engagement. Her commitment to public service, advocacy for minority rights, and affordable housing is an inspiration to me and everyone that knows her. Rebecca has also worked to help get many Democrats elected to office here in Simi Valley and throughout the district. In closing, I'd like to add that saying Rebecca is a busy woman is probably the understatement of the year. As a person who's been an activist as long as I have, Rebecca stands out in my mind as one of the hardest working, most genuine people that I've ever known. Thank you, Rebecca, for your service to our city and to our community.
Our next awardee has become a leader in the anti-racist movement here in Ventura County. Propelled by her personal experiences, LaShawn Aaron turned her experiences into work and created the 805 Resistance Group, where she became known throughout the county for her thoughtful and willingness to challenge others to learn and think deeply about issues of race and social equality. She communicates with groups all across the county and helps them navigate these issues as they work towards a better community. For her outstanding advocacy, we recognize LaShawn Aaron as our East County Activist of the Year. Congratulations, LaShawn.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this award, the recognition. I am so humbled and so grateful. Um, I also feel like I don't deserve it because there's so much work to do and we're just getting started. Thank you so much. And also, congratulations to my fellow activists and community leaders. Thank you for the work that you do. Many of you have had the pleasure of supporting or collaborating with on different issues and projects. So thank you for the heavy lifting that you do. To everyone in the room, I really want to encourage people, especially those of you that are doing any type of work with racial justice and social justice issues, to please continue to do your work on taking an introspective look at yourself, learning and unlearning, listening to the voices of the people of color, not thinking that you need to raise awareness on the issues for us, but being in partnership with us on these things. So we thank you for your efforts, but we also need you to do the work as well. Many of us have been harmed in some of the circles that are supposed to be uplifting. So this is not a criticism, it is more of an awareness, creating awareness, and also encouragement for you to continue to do the work. My activists, my fellow activists, please do your work as far as taking care of yourselves. This is so much heavy lifting for us. Many of us come in with our own experiences with racial trauma, and then we're in the line of fire as we're out here doing this work. So rest is resistance. Take good care of yourselves, your mental and emotional health, please. Okay, thank you all so much for the work that you do. Let's continue moving forward, pushing and challenging other people and having difficult conversations and fighting for things like voting rights and the George Floyd Act. Let's continue to move forward on those initiatives. Thank you.
Born in Mexico, grew up in South LA and fighting for Ventura County. By organizing communities so often unheard, Nydia Bello has become known as a leading organizer and community advocate here in our county. First organizing in Oxnard for Cause, and now in the Santa Clara Valley, Nydia worked throughout the pandemic to create creative solutions and partnerships to serve her community. She created events to honor our farm workers and frontline workers. She developed a memorial to honor George Floyd following his murder, and created other organizations that focused on collaboration and people power. It is for this reason that I'm proud to share that we are honoring Nydia Bello as our social justice activist. Congratulations, Nydia. Let's give her a round of applause.
Hi everyone, my name is Nydia and I would like to start off by saying thank you for this recognition. It's an honor to be recognized among some great leaders in Ventura County. I would also like to say thank you to the organizers of this event. Without their work, this would not have been possible. And I know that that we will continue to work together and uplift each other as we continue to work together in the issues that are impacting our community in Ventura County. So thank you so much, and I look forward to continuing to be in touch.
Our next awardee has become known throughout the county as a fearless voice for social justice, not just professionally, but also in her personal life. In every space she occupies, she has become a leader. Dr. Martita Martinez Bravo is our Outstanding Social Justice Activist of the Year. Congratulations, Martita. Thank you for serving as an Assembly District Delegate for the 44th Assembly District and as a member of our party. Congratulations again, and let's hear it for Martita.
Hello, friends and family. Hola, amigos y familia. It is an honor to have been selected to receive this award from the Ventura County Democratic Party, along with my colleague, Nydia, and so many respectable leaders in our community. I was in the 7th grade when I first attended a field trip at the Museum of Tolerance in Los Angeles. It was a life-changing experience that will always be a part of my life. That experience taught me the importance of speaking up when you see wrong. It taught me to see the horrors of what happens when one is silent to the dehumanization of people. It was since then that I made a promise to myself to speak up when I see wrong and when I see injustice. 2021 was an especially difficult year for me, both physically and emotionally. So this recognition is especially heartfelt and appreciated. The life lessons that continued to ring true were to speak up when you see wrong, even if you're in the minority, to be brave and to use your voice when you see criminal behavior from those in power, and to seek justice when members of an organization are causing harm to those they are supposed to serve. I appreciate each and every one of you, especially those who have supported me and those who have believed in me. May you do what is right and just, in spite of obstacles that may seem insurmountable. Sending you all much love. Thank you very much. Si se puede.
Our next awardee has been fighting the good fight on behalf of the environment for years, starting right here in the city of Ventura. When toxic gases were being released to the most vulnerable populations in the city of Ventura, she never turned away from a fight and the opportunity to organize to protect people. Her work reminds me of a quote from Dolores Huerta, that every moment is an organizing opportunity, every person a potential activist, every moment a chance to change the world. And it's with that it is my pleasure to congratulate Liz Campos on being our Fran Pavley Outstanding Environmental Action Award honoree. Congratulations, Liz.
Foremost today, I want to acknowledge and honor Fran Pavley, who has been my inspiration throughout the entire time that she was in the California State Senate and Assembly. I watched her career when she alone was standing up for the environment and climate and fighting through the government processes that we've needed to happen for a long, long time. I want to thank everyone here for honoring me with this award, but remind you that I'm very humbled to receive it, but this award really belongs to the whole broad coalition to which I belong. Across Ventura County, people are working against fossil fuels. People are trying to protect children from contaminated schools and pesticides. Our water is contaminated by many things going on in the world. We have more and more people every day suffering food insecurity, not because of them, but because less and less food can be produced in an environment that is devastated the way it is. I also want to remind this community that between June 10th and January 10th of 2021 and 2022, 17 volcanoes around the world exploded. In that very short time, there were 26 massive eruptions. This is not a good sign for climate. We've moved from climate emergency to climate catastrophe. We need to stand up as witnesses to this and protect the next generation by acknowledging the problems of devastating wildfires, floods, contaminated waters, all the things that are happening around us that we can fix. We can go vegan, we can plant trees, we can eschew plastic. All of us can't do every single thing that needs to be done, but if each of us individually and in our communities and in whatever agency we have to speaks up every day, we can protect this world for the next generation.
Our next awardee has worked for 40 years doing one thing, serving the people of her community. A fearless advocate for the Chicano Latino community, Carmen Ramirez got her start in the early anti-war social justice movements of the 1960s and 70s, leading to a career of public service, first in legal work and then environmental action in the 2000s. This culminated in her historic election in 2010, becoming the first Latina elected to the Oxnard City Council. 10 years later, she made history by defeating over $1 million spent against her in oil money and winning by 13 percentage points to become the first Latina ever elected to the Board of Supervisors. This year, she serves as its chair. For this and so many other reasons, let's hear it for Supervisor Carmen Ramirez, our Hank Lacayo Latino Leadership Award winner. Congratulations, Carmen.
Hi, everyone. It is such an honor to be recognized by the Ventura County Democrats. I owe my success to you. I am here sitting in my office at the government center. Nobody else is here right now. We have to be safe, but I really appreciate all the support I've been given that allows me to be here to help make the best decisions I can for your health, for your family's health, and for our future. You know, my concerns have always been justice, environmental, social, and economic. I'm able to put a lot of that into practice here at the county to make sure the resources go to the people who really need it. And then we make the decisions to keep our county modern, moving forward for the health and safety of our people and our planet. So I'm so glad to be here. I really appreciate the opportunity. I'm going to, and I have been working hard for you. I want to congratulate all of the other awardees. I am in fabulous company with you all. And of course, with our Democratic stalwarts, donors, volunteers. You've made it happen for me and so many other people. And I know that we have some challenges now. We have to think globally, but act locally. And I like to always quote what's been attributed to one of my heroes, Nelson Mandela. It only looks impossible until it's done. So we have some challenges. We will get there if we're working together, and I will be with you in the struggle. Thank you so much for this honor.
Already an established Democratic leader at a young age, our next awardee has been working for the Ventura County Democratic Party since the age of 16. Throughout the pandemic, he worked every day to support our party. First as a volunteer of the Kim Stevenson campaign and then Carmen Ramirez. Orion went on to be our lead fellow for the coordinated campaign in 2020, supporting every Democratic candidate. He has worked every day since. He was elected as an ADEM last year and now serves as our second vice chair of the Ventura County Democratic Party. It is my pleasure to congratulate Orion Tripodis as our Young Democrat of the Year. Congratulations, Orion.
Good evening, everyone. First, I want to thank the Ventura County Democratic Central Committee for this wonderful and prestigious Blue Idealism Award. When I started working in Democratic politics at 16, I wanted to get out into the community and try and affect change. And over the past 2 years, we've done so much more than that. I want to thank everybody who has supported me thus far in getting to where I am today. But it's also important to remember that in this party of progress, it's not just about today, but it's about tomorrow. I'm excited to see in the future all of the other young Democrats that will come out of the woodwork and become leaders in our party and continue to take the values that we hold today to tomorrow. With that being said, it's important that we all get ready and gear up for the midterm elections. We've all done such a great job over the past 2 years. I'm excited to say that going forward, we are prepared and we have some fantastic candidates that are coming up that we will be able to get elected to get more Democrats in office. I want to say once again, thank you. And I am honored to be surrounded by all of my fellow awardees. And I look forward to working with everyone in the future. Thank you.
Our next award is perhaps an award long overdue. Laura Espinoza has been a leading voice for decades in Ventura County, advocating for change and improvements of quality of life for those in the Santa Clara Valley. She was the first elected Latina in the county of Ventura to a city council, and she never stopped fighting. She advocates for her community and creates leading organizations like the Santa Paula Town Hall, an organization dedicated to advancing the voices that often go unheard in policymaking. It is my pleasure to congratulate Laura Espinoza as our Blue Grace Lifetime Achievement Award winner. Let's hear it for Laura and let's give her a round of applause. Congratulations, Laura.
Good evening, Democrats. I am so pleased to receive the Blue Grace Lifetime Achievement Award from Ventura County Democrats. Tonight will be a significant memory for me to accept this award this year at this time as we fight for democracy and widening the path for civic engagement, something so personal for me. Civil rights and civic engagement have been a passion for me since I wrote a 7th grade essay about farm workers. followed by many voter registration and GOTV activities, including serving as a Democratic Club president in the Santa Clara Valley and elected delegate in the Ventura County Democrat Central Committee. As a community and labor organizer and the first Latina elected to a city council in Ventura County, I would very much want you who are viewing this to continue to be inspired by the work we Democrats do every day. Be inspired by the John Lewises of our country, of student activists, and of women of color who lead with dignity and fire. Educate a woman and you educate a family. That's a quote from Jovita Idar. She was a journalist who fought for equal representation and civil rights for her fellow Mexican Americans. Excuse me. She reminds me of the process we just went through with the county redistricting process. So many Latina women from the Santa Clara Valley and other parts of the 3rd District and throughout Ventura County participated to fight for representation, just like Jovita Idar. The names we learned in school, Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, white women decked out in white outfits, fought for the right to vote specifically for middle-class white women like themselves. This version did not fit my narrative growing up in a union working family household of construction workers and working in the public employee sector, canvassing neighborhoods. My activism for voting rights started with struggle, always struggle, racism, sexism, and every other ism. But true justice comes from persistence and unity with other like-minded individuals who continue to do the good trouble, the necessary trouble. So tonight, I sincerely thank you for this honor and tribute to that persistence and good trouble, necessary trouble. Thank you so much.
Our next awardee is an unapologetic party guy. Al Durham has been in the forefront of the grassroots movement in the Democratic Party since the 1960s. He retired last year at the age of 91 from the executive board of the Greater Oxnard Organization of Democrats after 30 years of service to the party. Al's service to the party has included a whole variety of positions, from delegate to president of the Northridge Democratic Club, to president of the Good Club, and vice chair of the Ventura County Democratic Party. He helped develop the first database programs that allowed us to activate the grassroots and start winning elections here in our county. It is my honor to congratulate Dr. Al Durham, President Emeritus of the Good Club, with a Blue Grace Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations, Al, and let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Ventura County Democratic Party. Your recognition enlivens my retirement. My greatest single contribution to the party occurred 3 decades ago, providing voter database reports to the county committee, the clubs, and many candidates who began winning elections in districts previously dominated by entrenched Republicans. We also use that data to organize and register voters. We turned Ventura County blue. Some who participated are still with us tonight. Many, such as Larry Miller, Brad Smith, and Hank LeClaire, are now long gone, but hopefully not forgotten. Happily, leaders far more adept in digital and communications technology are now in place. Their opponents are now much harsher than ours were. Republicans are trying to overturn the election process itself to install the white Old South oligarchy as a national model. My generation may no longer be able to work in the field, but we offer our counsel and resources to help. May the constitutional commonwealth prevail. Long live democracy in the United States of America.
Raised in a small town, working in fields with their immigrant mother, I'm sure our next honoree had no idea of the journey ahead of her. In 2018, she took a chance and ran for office because she believed her town deserved better leadership. While she was unsuccessful in that run, She picked herself up and ran again in 2020. This time she made history. She was elected to the Pleasant Valley Recreation and Parks Board of Directors, proving that people like her deserve a seat at the table. For her outstanding commitment to her values and her community, it is my pleasure to congratulate Bev Dransfeld as our outstanding new Democratic Leader of the Year. Congratulations, Bev.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bev Dransfeld. I so badly wish I could greet and thank each and every one of you in person. It's such an honor to receive the Blue Vigor Award. Thank you to those that nominated me and to VCDCC for supporting me from the start. Stephen, I'm so grateful for your kind, patient, and positive leadership. With the little time that I have, I can't express enough gratitude and list all of those that I'm so appreciative of. But I must thank my biggest cheerleader, Corey. He walked over 50 miles in one weekend to drop literature, not to mention the campaign where he carried our baby girl on his back, hiking up and down flights of stairs, canvassing apartments. I am so grateful for his unconditional love and support. The Democratic Moms of Camarillo changed my life. I found community, support, and friends during a time where I felt so alone in Camarillo. Those mothers pushed me to want to do and be better. Libby, you're my constant inspiration. Martita, a superhuman. Susan, Karen, and Ruth, the fearless leaders I admire, only to name a few. This award gave me a moment of reflection. I remembered the times when I felt nauseous because of the racist behavior I'd call out, and how much easier it would be to just get along to go along. But it wasn't about me. Being a leader is never that. It's about doing what is right, even when everyone will say it is wrong. Authentically listen, authentically serve. Speak up and speak out. Because if you don't, who will? Congratulations to all the other recipients tonight, many of whom I admire and respect greatly, and I'm honored to be named alongside. May you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
For over 20 years, what started as a small project has grown into a leading organization serving our Indigenous community of Ventura County and across the Central Coast. The Mixteco Indigenous Community Organizing Project, MICOP, has been at the forefront of supporting our Indigenous communities, whether they're farm workers or any industry in the county, during difficult times. First, many of you worked with them during the Thomas Fire, and now during the COVID-19 pandemic, as they support the communities being hardest hit by the pandemic. It is my pleasure to congratulate MICOP as our outstanding organization that supports democratic values. Congratulations, MICOP.
Hello, everyone. My name is Arsenio Lopez, and I'm the Executive Director of Mixteco Indigena Community Organizing Project, MICOP. I want to first congratulate Tonight's Blue for 2020 award honorees. We are grateful to be honored alongside longtime MICOP allies like Congresswoman Brownlee, Supervisor Carmen Ramirez, and Laura Espinosa, to name a few. Last year, MICOP celebrated 20 years of supporting, organizing, and empowering the indigenous migrant communities in California's Central Coast. Our model for our social justice work is collective, based on co-empowerment and centering indigenous leaders and voices to create systemic change. As we enter our 21st year, we know all too well the importance of allies and our work, and the impact that bad policy has had on our indigenous community. We also understand that our community is so much more than just immigration reform. We look forward to continue to work in our region on issues that matter to our indigenous communities, including healthcare for all, increased labor protections for farm workers, quality education for our children, student loan forgiveness, and an end to borders on this continent. On behalf of the Board of Directors and staff of MICOP, we appreciate you all and we thank you for this recognition.
A leader known to many of us for her decades of service to our community, known for her fearless advocacy for Ventura County and Congress, and making history in her own right in 2012 by flipping one of the hardest seats to flip in the California blue. It's none other than our Democrat of the Year, Congresswoman Julia Brownley. Let's hear it for Julia.
It's a humbling honor to be recognized by the Ventura County Democratic Party. I want to thank you for your incredible and tireless work to not only elect Democrats throughout Ventura County, but to uphold our democratic values and fight the good fight and fight for what is right. To that end, our nation is at a defining moment in its history. We have seen how fragile this democratic experiment is. We've seen the outright obstruction of justice and the disenfranchisement of so many Americans. In state legislatures across the country pass laws to make voting more difficult for Americans and hinder the fundamental right to vote, a cornerstone of our democracy. And this is wrong. And we recently celebrated the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I reflected on his words that still resonate today. He said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." It is these words that inspire me to do what I do to protect the Americans and their right to vote, to uplift America's working families, to defend the reproductive rights and freedoms of all Americans, to the fight and ending discrimination based on gender identity and sexual orientation, to combat the climate crisis with the urgency this existential issue demands, to honor our veterans and ensure they receive the care and benefits they have earned and deserve, to bring forth a common sense and compassionate approach to fixing our immigration system, and to continue to work to safeguard our democracy and its future. A lot of months, but like many of you, I am energized to get to work. I know that working together, we will be successful in achieving our shared goals. We must do all we can to ensure that we get out and vote, encourage others to vote, so that we can elect the leaders who represent the very best of America's values and live up to our democratic ideals of justice and equality and fulfill the potential and promise of our nation. Thank you again so much for this recognition. It truly means so much to me.
We've now reached the section in the evening where we like to honor the outstanding Democratic Club members of the year. These are members who have contributed individually to each of their organizations and collectively have empowered our clubs to lead the grassroots of the Democratic Party of Ventura County. Here are this year's club members of the year.